Welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. This is your host Ram, and I hope you all got the answer to the question that I posted by sending a bulletin to all my subscribers and friends of Cricket Happenings. Thank you for all your support. Well, so what I'm going to do today in this part of the Cricket Happening show, I'm going to do a brief preview of the Australia versus Sri Lanka, the first test match which starts in Galle tomorrow. Now, the news is that there's some news that Australia have already announced their team, and there are two debutants tomorrow in the team, and that would be Trent Copeland, the medium pace bowler, and Nathan Lyon, the right arm off spinner. That comes as a real surprise that Nathan Lyon has been given preference to Michael Beer. The reason being, I'm told Nathan Lyon also has some experience of being a groundsman once upon a time. So basically, he reads the conditions well. He was in consultation with Greg Chappell, it seems, just before, just looking at the strip, and it was. And Nathan Lyon was really turning the ball, and it will be very good to see Nathan Lyon because in test matches you need a bowler like Nathan Lyon who has a good loop, who really flies the ball in the air. He could beat the batsman in the air. Yes, Sri Lankans are very good players or spinners, are born and bred against spin, but definitely Nathan Lyon would be a really interesting prospect to look at and how the Sri Lankans tackle him. Now, what would be very good is Nathan Lyon has to show his prowess there because it's all about flighting the ball. A right arm off spinner always has to flight the ball well. He should have the variety, the straighter one. He has to just push it through. So it would be very interesting to see how Nathan Lyon shapes up. And then Trent Copeland. Now, Trent Copeland has been rewarded for his efforts in the other match when he took the 5-wicket haul against the Sri Lanka Board 11. And well, as Michael Clarke, the captain, has a lot of faith in Trent Copeland because he feels that on these tracks, Trent Copeland would be quite a handful because it's medium pace that he bowls, but he really wobbles the ball a bit, and that could really confuse the batsman because he's not very pacey. Now, if you look at Mitchell Johnson and Ryan Harris, Mitchell Johnson would be the fastest, but he's going to be the strike bowler. Ryan Harris would be supporting him, and Trent Copeland will come in. So Trent Copeland probably would be lacking to make a very good debut and probably carry on the good work that he did against Sri Lankan Board 11. It also had some very good batsmen like Thilan Samaraveera, who is in the squad of Sri Lanka. So that would be very interesting to see. And the main thing is that Michael Clarke, the captain, has spoken very highly of Copeland. He has a lot of faith in Copeland, and that's the precise reason he has been allowed to make his debut. So Trent Copeland, Nathan Lyon, best of luck. And Ryan Harris and Mitchell Johnson will be sharing the new ball. So that is something Ryan Harris has not been doing much of late, but one has to really. But he's a very good Test match bowler, and that will be very interesting to see. Brad Haddad, now that is going to be something. Yes, I have to talk about one more thing. Usman Khawaja has also been rewarded for his efforts. In fact, Australia have announced their 11, so Usman Khawaja has also been included in the 11, which is, as you know, he came on the heels of a century, and I think that's the right way to go. He has been preferred to Sean Marsh, probably looking at the form that Usman Khawaja is in, as also an youngster. But Brad Haddad, the wicketkeeper, has to really do something on the Sri Lankan tour because it's high time, because Brad Haddad has been a failure in the one-day internationals, opening the innings with Shane Watson. It's very high time that Brad Haddad comes in to the party and contributes. So that is as far as Brad Haddad is concerned. Michael Hussey has also been in some form, but as I said, form is temporary, class is permanent. Michael Hussey is that type of player. Michael Clarke, the captain, well, is really a very confident captain after this one-day series win under his belt. Ricky Ponting is there. Ricky Ponting is one of the great batsmen he has been such a wonderful servant for Australian cricket, and so he would be assisting Michael Clarke in his duties there, definitely giving him all sorts of advice. The opening would be very interesting. It would be Philip Hughes, the batsman who actually did well in the other match against Sri Lankan Board 11, contributing 76, was looking good along with when he actually opened with the other player Usman Khawaja. So Shane Watson would be. Definitely, there will be a lot of pressure on Shane Watson because he is the primary member of the team, so he has to really deliver. So the opening partnership is going to be very vital. But let us look at the Sri Lankan squad here. Now, Sri Lankan squad, Tilka Nidalshan is the captain who will be leading the side. Now that it is going to be interesting. Now Australia have already named their 11, but now it is going to be interesting what Sri Lanka is going to do. Are they going to go with spin? Because what is told is that This pitch basically assists spin, so there's going to be something for everybody. There's going to be some pace bowling in the start, and then the pitch is going to turn. And I'm told even one wouldn't be surprised if in the first day itself the ball really starts turning at Galle. So looking at that, what Sri Lanka are going to do, it's going to be interesting to see whether they're going to go out with a very good spin attack, because they've already removed Sekuge Prasanna, and it was Shaminda Ranga was removed from the 12. Well, they have a possible 11. Tilgan Dilshan the captain, Taranga Paranavithana or Lahiru Tirumane, and I think Lahiru Tirumane might get the nod, coming on the heels of a very good century there. Kumar Sangakkara and Maile Javadena, they are the stalwarts of Sri Lanka. Thilan Samaraweera, such a wonderful test match record that he has. Prasanna Jayawardena always does well in test matches. Thilan Samaraweera and Prasanna Jayawardena go hand in hand according to me, because both of them have some very good records as far as test matches go. They have a lot of centuries to their credit, and they would like to push it through against Australia. Angelo Matthews, one of the wonderful all-rounders, probably has some injury problems. One has to really wait and watch how he shapes up. Suranga Lakmal might get an opportunity. I think he's a very good bowler. He gets the variation, and he could really angle that ball in, get that ball to swerve away. So he would be a good proposition. He would be definitely opening the attack with Chanaka Valagadra. And then we have the spinner. So that would be the test for Australia. Rangana Herath and Ajantha Mendis. Rangana Herath is a very wily customer, left-arm spinner. He also could bat a bit in the lower order. Ajantha Mendis, Ranam Regi, has always been a bit of a befuddling bowler. People have been befuddled by his bowling. Australia too had their share when they actually faced him in the One Day International in the 2020 matches, I reckon. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go. But I'm told the Galle pitch is, as I said, giving something for the fast bowlers and also for the spinners. And the record says that Galle has had a lot of victories there for the Sri Lankans. So hosts Sri Lanka have done always well over there, but there has always been a result. So that is the very main thing. As you know, test match is the classic version of the game. People have been calling up for test matches to be thrown. We saw how England beat India 4-0. England beat India 4-0. Sorry about that. And so it is something that one is really willing to see. We want result-oriented test matches, and that's what we are going to see, according to me. So I'm sure Galle would probably, with rain staying away, I think we are going to have a very good game of cricket here in the Galle in the first test match between Australia and Sri Lanka. Well, other than that, and I was told that there was some grass in the middle, and the grass was shaved off. Probably Sri Lanka might have felt that Australia has a much better pace attack, which could really trouble them, and probably they shaved it, because it was said in the report that Michael Clarke definitely saw some grass, and then finally when he saw it, that the whatever little grass was there in the middle of the pitch was being shaved off. So if that's the case, then probably we are looking out for some very good spin attack, and probably considering that the Australian think tank, which the coach and the selectors, as you know, now the coach and the captain has a say in the selection, which is good. So probably they have decided that they would go on with Nathan Lyon, the Rara Moss spinner, who could get some purchase from this wicket. So as I said, it's going to be a good debut for both Trent Copeland and Nathan Lyon. One has to wait and see how they really shape up. Other than that, dear friends and subscribers, I don't have anything else to share on this preview of this first test match at Galle, which kicks off the test series. So it's going to be a different ball game. The 2020s and One Day Internationals over. 2020 going to Sri Lanka. Australia taking the honours in the One Day Internationals. The test matches are a different kettle of fish. So let's see how things roll on here at Galle in the first test match between Australia and Sri Lanka. And I'll be back to the full match report on the first day's play tomorrow. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Happening Show. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.